Hello and welcome to another update video about a coin I haven't covered before. It's called Decreed. It is an interesting chart. I do cover it because I had a couple of member requests. When you become a channel member, you can put requests in. I try to cover the ones, I try to prioritize because I can't cover them all. Even if you become a channel member, I'm not gonna lie, I try to cover them all over time, but the day only has 24 hours. But especially if there is an interesting coin, I want to also make a video about it. Not all requests are necessarily cover as videos because some just don't warrant it due to the chart structure, but Decreed is potentially interesting. So this is a request. I won't cover it every day, but maybe from time to time. It is an interesting chart. Why? There's 2 points here. So there's also 2 different kinds of wave counts we can apply here. And yes, in the short term, they make a difference, but in the long run, they won't really. What is important to understand first is that any lower market cap crypto, and I believe this one is in the top 100, so it's okay, but still it's a lower, you could call it lower market cap, the lower end of the top 100 is risky. Yeah, so I'm not telling you to buy here if I tell you the chart is potentially interesting. Based on experience, not all of these moon charts are working out. Yeah, so I mean, this one is a potentially interesting one. We talk about interesting price levels for the future, but not all of these work out. Even if you apply all your Elliott Wave skills and whatever, the project fundamentals might be so good. By the way, I'm not interested in the fundamentals. I'm a technical analyst. I look at the chart from a technical analysis point of view and the Elliott Waves, but there is no guarantee that this is going to work out because it's a very young market. This is still a very young asset, even though the chart has some history, which is positive, which is also why I cover it. But not all of these are working out. So it's always risky. So I would not, you can trade it. I personally wouldn't put more than 1% of my portfolio into it, generally into these smaller cap altcoins. Yeah, but this has a potential. So there's 2 different wave counts and perspectives to apply here. So important to understand is that this coin is showing some strength because it is holding above the 88.7% fib level, at least if I apply this wave count. In this wave count, we can see that this was a wave 1, yeah, back in 2018, or yeah, in 2018, a wave 1, an impulse, and we then came down in a wave A, first wave of a correction. We moved up in an overshooting wave B, and we came down, or we are now coming down in a wave C. In this wave count, I would suggest to see still another low though, just because even though we are holding at the moment above the 88.7%, so that level is at $19. If I zoom in a little bit, that level is at $19. So I would primarily expect another low below the low of the wave A. We don't have to, yeah, we have come down, strictly speaking, low enough, but in this wave count, I can actually only count 4 waves now. I think 1 more is missing. And ideally, we're looking for a low below the wave A, so below $8. But from here, we should start a bull run, okay? Now, this is this wave count. This is a so-called expanded flat pattern. And if you have an overshooting wave B like this one, the most likely scenario is that the wave C is going to end below the low of the wave A. However, we're currently holding above the 88.7% fib level. So as long as we're holding that, we could be carefully bullish. But then we don't have a clear breakout signal. A clear breakout signal for me would be a break above the wave 4. If we make it above $44, this would be a very strong signal. If we don't, yeah, then we are strictly speaking in a range between 44 and you could say here the $19.50 level, the 88.7% fib level. If you want any kind of, let's say, confidence, then I would wait for a break of either of those levels and wait for the next pullback, for example. So if we lose the $19.50 level, then I think we are pretty sure going to retest the $8 low. Pretty sure. Because that is the last level on the fib ladder. And if we lose this one, I think we're going to lose it. The reason why I apply this wave count with that overshooting wave B is because the chart has adhered so well to that 88.7% fib level. Yeah, it has nicely respected it. That's why I apply this wave count. That's my primary wave count, where I would expect another low, but I'm open to the idea that we might have already seen the low, yeah, but then I would want to wait for confirmation above the wave 4, that would be $44, even if we see that move to the upside, we should pull back in another move down, and that could be another entry point. But we zoom in a minute. So key is to watch that $19.50 level, all right? And if we break that, the idea would be to lose more than 50% of that, okay? That's one wave count, and that also makes perfect sense if we look at the log chart. I normally don't like to use a log chart because it distorts wave relationships, but also here you can nicely see it actually. Here, the move up in a wave 1 in 2018, then coming down in a wave A, moving up in a wave B, and the idea would to come down in a wave C even more, okay? Absolutely possible. The other wave count, which is possible as well, but in reality it doesn't make a great difference. It would be just long term. The more bullish wave count would be that, and I'm not going to label it, but just to show you that this was a wave 1, this a wave 2, and then here we had another 1, 2 setup, which is possible as well. And also then we should move up in a wave 3. In this scenario, however, we would be required to stay above the wave A, because otherwise you're invalidating the first 1, 2 setup. So in reality, we don't know. We need to watch for these levels that I just mentioned you to tell us. And in this scenario here, yeah, we have actually fallen below the 88.7% fib level, but you can see we're not really respecting it very nicely, that level. Therefore, I'm rather leaning towards the other wave count. Yeah, but key is to watch that $19.50 level, which is also the previous swing low. So this is what we're looking at in the very short term. If we go to the 4-hour chart, yeah, I mean, this for me primarily looks what has come up here. Yeah, you could construct that as an impulse, but not high confidence yet. Yeah, primarily I would say that we are doing some kind of a corrective mess here, and we will make another low. But again, not guaranteed, and we need to be open to the idea that we are going higher, but keep an eye on that a $19.50 level, or on the other hand, a breakout above $44 could already signal that we are going higher. But what is important on this chart is to understand more the long-term potential, I think. So even if you wait until you break above $44 or whatever, there is certainly some potential in this chart. Yeah, so if we take a look at the price targets for the next bull run, we could do that by looking at the high of the wave 1. Let's say we come eventually down to $7 or something. Speculation at this stage, but just to give you a rough idea of price potential here. And then I need to just start here the fibs at 0. Where is that? Oh, come on. 0. Then we'd be looking here at the 1.618 level as a minimum. That is $290. Yeah, if we count the waves like that, that would be $290. If we're already starting from here, then it will obviously shift to the upside, yeah? So if we don't make a lower low, if we've already seen the low at $18, then it would take us to $300, but that is the absolute minimum. We know that altcoins often go higher than the 1.618 extension in the wave 3, because the next wave would be a wave 3 to the upside, yeah? And you might even be able to reach a 2.618 extension, and we talk about $475. So really just wanted to emphasize this potential of this chart. It is one of the best altcoin charts, I believe, out there. But there is no guarantee for it to work out. It is something that could be traded if you want to speculate. But I wouldn't put too many funds into it. And also I would want to wait for confirmation. Either I would want to wait for another dip below the low of the wave A and then a signal that we are starting to move up. Or I would want to wait for a signal above what I have labeled here as wave 4, basically above the $44 level, and then I would wait for the next pullback to get in. Yeah, so it's certainly something interesting to keep an eye on. If you want to see where to trade these, you can take a look here at Binance, Bittrex, Poloniex, Coinex, Gate.io, Bitfinex. So there's quite a lot. No, not Bitfinex. So forget about these down here. But here, Gate.io, Coinex, Huobi, OKX, Bittrex, Binance, even Binance. So yeah. All right, that's my update. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.